Good morning. I'm glad that you're here today. Thank you for joining me here at Much Ado About Something. And of course, it's June. So you know what's happening here. We are gardening. I am trying to do a video at least once a week to let you know how the garden's changed, what's new in the garden, what I'm out here doing in the garden. Of course, if you watch my channel, then you know it's all about lifestyle, budget-friendly home and garden. So thank you for joining me today. Now out here today, I have the chore of trying to get these bird baths cleaned. I'm going to bring you along with me and show you how I do that at least once or twice a year. And I also have some things that I just want to show you in general out here. I'm not sure if I've pointed them out to you yet or not, and just show you how some things have changed out here. I love to watch videos like that, so I like to offer videos like that. I love to see people how they maintain their garden. I love to see how they put them in, maintain them, what surprises them, what's their favorite things. That's the kind of videos that I enjoy. So that's the kind of videos I like to share with you. Thank you for joining me today, and let's get started out here in the garden. Now, I'm sure I'm like most all of you, all gardeners. I'm sure that you have an ongoing list that continually needs to be done, because that's how it is for me. I'm going to clean out the bird baths this morning. I've got a few of them out here because I enjoy the water element of them, and I enjoy watching the little birds. So I'm just going to scrub that one. This is a metal one. It's not my favorite bird bath, but this was a gift. And it serves its purpose, so I just take care of it. I think it's lovely. It just gets some kind of little coating on it. And I don't think it makes it ideal, you know, to have. But I leave it in my garden because it was a gift and I enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and rinse this out. I'm just using a little bit of dish soap and a scrub brush. You know, it's not anything harmful, not anything. And then I just scrub it a little bit and get whatever's on the bird bath off. Rinse several times and then just fill it up with the garden hose. I don't know, it's something about when I tour the garden, just seeing this bird bath with a little water in it like this always makes me feel refreshed. Now, of course, I do the same thing out here. This is the flower garden out here in the middle of it. You can see right here, this bird bath, the top lifts off of it. We got a little crack here, but that won't hurt it a bit. There are seeds. You can see how things are planted. These are a lot of wild cherry seeds that are in here. I just brush it out. Put a little dish soap. You don't need a tremendous amount, just a little bit. Just wash it out a little bit, just scrub it out a little. This bird bath is not quite as deep. Just so much more relaxing. The birds are already flying around waiting for me to get finished so they can come and get them a fresh drink. Now here's one of my favorite little bird baths. This was a gift from a friend. You can see all the stuff that the birds carry in. This one just is mobile. You can move it around your garden. It's made out of concrete or cement, and so I just rinse it out. I like to leave it right here because when I sit here by the garden, I get to see this little bird bath. I've just got it right here balanced on the rocks. Be sure to rinse it good. Now that I've got the hose out, it makes me want to get out here and water things. Water things this morning before the day gets started. There are actually 2 bird baths here in the middle garden. There's one out here right in the center, and then when you come around the edge, there's this one right here. It's kind of tucked away, and that one is a mess. Look at all that the birds have drug and put into that one. So let's get over here and clean this one out. Now they've brought all kinds of things in this bird bath. I see the cherry seeds, some small gravel, dried leaves. Just rocking a little bit. I think this is probably the deepest bird bath that we have. And it's kind of hidden away, so the birds really like it. I'm a little late getting these bird baths cleaned this year, but sometimes when I come out here and clean them, it's during the heavy pollen season, and their bird baths will just be covered in pollen. I am just going to splash around a little bit of water. While I'm out here, while I've got the hose out here, I'll just wet some of these plants. It is really hot. It was really hot yesterday. We've got a heat wave coming, so we're trying to get ready for that. I usually water much earlier in the morning than I am now, or I'll water late in the evening after the hot sun. But I try to water early if I can, because it seems like that's what helps the plants the most. Now here is this bay leaf tree. It has grown a lot since I bought it. You might have saw that video that I made. I finally found them. I got two tea bushes over here. Got two Camellia sindensis. They're right here. They're doing great. There's one here on the other side. And then I bought this bay leaf, which is in a pot, is a potted bay leaf. I've been hesitant about putting this bay leaf in my garden because it does get cold here, and this thing does not do well in the cold. So I'm thinking about keeping it in a pot, but I think I'm going to have to change it into a bigger pot because I've had a lot of growth on this thing. Surprisingly, it has grown quite a bit. That's the bay laurel leaf used for seasoning, and I'm so happy to get that. Such a happy addition to my garden. Well, I'm out here. I'm just going to splash a little bit here or there. There'll be other areas that need it more than, some areas will need it more than other areas. Right here where I pull the hose out, there's the peppermint growing. That smells so good whenever I pull the hose out. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to leave this beautiful painted Japanese fern in this pot, or if I'm going to plant something that's more heat hardy. I'm telling you, the heat has really bared down on everything for the last few days. Here are the daylilies. I showed you those daylilies. I love these daylilies. I have never regretted adding them to this garden. They have never taken over. I hear some people say these will take over your garden. They've never taken over my garden. They have only been a benefit to it. They've been beautiful. And I've really enjoyed these flowers just shining out here in this garden. This beautiful orange color. And now we have the pleurisy root butterfly weed growing right here. And you know, monarch butterflies love this plant. And here it is in all of its glory out here. It's just gotten bigger this year. My husband planted this. This is one of his favorite plants. And that's why we have it in our garden. I'm thinking about doing a whole video on just this plant. That's how amazing this plant is. You may be seeing it on the side of the road at about this time of the year, depending on where you live. It's common right now. We see it everywhere. It's a type of milkweed, and it's also a medicinal plant. It has herbal medicinal properties. I don't really use this plant very much, and when I do the video on this particular plant, I'll tell you why. But I thought I'd show you how beautiful that thing is blooming now. And I want to just show you the difference in the daylilies. This is a single daylily. You can see the petals are just single. And I have one over here that's a double daylily. And you can see the double petals. Isn't that pretty? I don't have as many of these, just one or two over here. And they hadn't multiplied as much. Maybe they need a little more sun. But I thought I'd share with you the difference in a single one and a double daylily. Also, there's some beautiful things growing in the garden that I wanted to share with you. And that's these calla lilies. This is the one that's up here on the left-hand side of the garden, the left-hand side from the porch. Look at that beautiful calla lily coming up. We've got more daylilies coming here, and I'm not sure what color they are. I think they're yellow. And this calla lily right here, I wanted to show it to you. Look how pretty those leaves are. This thing is almost 3 feet tall. And look at that beautiful bloom. Isn't that pretty? I know that a lot of people like to use calla calla lilies for their weddings, and I can certainly see why. That is beautiful, and it's tall. It's about 3 feet tall. I've been thinking about moving this calla lily up closer so that I can see it better, because I rarely walk down to this corner, but I haven't moved it yet. I think it's beautiful, and it's all of its yellow glory here. And over here's a very small one. I divided from that one last year, but it's still trying to grow. There's a few daylilies in this bed, not a lot of things in this bed. We do have the yucca cane right here. That's always been in our garden. That's also a Native American food. This big lily here is actually a Turk's cap lily. It is about 4 feet tall, but those are beautiful. I used to have a whole garden full of those, and they are truly amazing and also edible. And right here where the seeds are, if you see those little black things, those little black seeds right here, you can harvest these seeds. And they came from Donald's grandma's garden. These seeds came from his garden, his grandma's garden. We got a handful of seeds from her house one day, and we have enjoyed them all these years later. I haven't planted too many because at one time I just had so many of these Turk's cap lilies growing that I thinned them out now, but I think I could propagate a few and it would be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and collect a few of these seeds. They also divide by tubers down at the bottom. Here are the seeds that come off of the joints of this lily. And when it blooms, I'll be sure and share it with you. I'll be sure and share you the glory of that beautiful lily when it blooms. I'll enjoy that beautiful calla lily. I'm tempted to cut it and put it in a vase, but I won't do that. It'll last longer if I leave it out here to bloom. I also wanted to share with you what's growing out in the lawn. Look at this. That is the passion flower. The Passiflora incarnata. It's growing in the lawn. Now this to me is a beautiful specimen of a cottage garden. It's lovely. Look at this beautiful sage. Just a good example of a cottage garden. Now I've got to get out here. There are the passion plants that are growing where I don't want them. I don't want them in that tree. This is Virginia creeper that's out here on the edge. Beautiful, beautiful example of a cottage garden. Lovely. Enjoying that. Now I do miss the Queen Anne's lace. My Queen Anne's lace did not make it this year. I had one good bunch that came up, but they did not survive. For some reason, something ate down at the roots or something. It wasn't happy, and my Queen Anne's lace did die, but I did have it interspersed in this garden, and it was beautiful mingled with this beautiful orange plants over here. I do miss that. I'm sorry that I don't have that this year, but that's not going to deter me from enjoying what beauty is here. Lamb's ear, purple coneflower, many different things. Rudbeckia down here at the bottom. And of course this is a beautiful specimen of a cottage garden. It is just in need of some maintenance. So I'll have to get out here and do that as soon as this cold is all gone and I've got more stamina to get out here and do it. Then I will certainly do that. But the bird baths are clean. We got that accomplished today. That's a good thing. I'm going to have to kick my gardening shoes off because they got wet and they're kind of slick when they get like this. I have to let them sit out here and dry a little bit. And then while I do that, I'll just chat with you a little bit. Now, I am surprised at my garden this year because it's took some changes. You know, every year your garden is different. Some combinations of plants together. For example, that Queen Anne's lace and that pleurisy root and those orange daylilies, that was, you know, it was beautifully pleasing last year. The Queen Anne's lace is missing this year. I've saved a few seeds, so I will try to get those Queen Anne's lace back in that garden because that's how much I enjoy them. But different combinations surprise you in the garden every year. And it's never the same every year. You know, even though you strive to cultivate what you love and what you enjoy most, sometimes the weather cooperates, sometimes the soil, insects, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes you find yourself with just like a totally different garden, and that's okay. That's the beauty and the excitement of it, that it can change. I love to walk through and show you some of my favorite things and share with you my garden. I'm going to try to do that at least once a week while the gardening season is full blown and out here. I'm not a full-time gardener. I have many other hats and many other things that I do. But I think I could be a full-time gardener. I think that's something that I could easily do. That's how much I love and enjoy being out in the garden and sharing it and reaping from it. Now, I will show you a tour of the vegetable garden and how it's doing right now. It's changing just a little bit. There are things that are growing. And there are things that are, you know, we had to plant straight in the garden. I think I've shared with you before that we are in Zone 7B. We are in Zone 7B here where I'm at. And so I have a pretty long growing season, and I enjoy every bit of it. I really do. It's okay that I got my garden started late. That don't mean that I'm defeated and I won't be able to have a garden. We did get our garden started late, much later than we normally do this year, and that's okay. There are birds going to the bird bath where we cleaned it and filled it up this morning. But I wanted to share with you that the changes in that vegetable garden, and I'll be doing that soon, and continuing to share with you other things. I thank you for joining me today. Thank you for letting me just share with you cleaning the bird baths and being out in the garden today. I've enjoyed this time with you. I hope things are going great. Always remember to leave me a comment if you've got something to say. Don't forget to share this video if you know somebody that would like it, and subscribe if you're not. Thank you for watching, and come back. And like always, until next time.